Welcome to Northern Ink, a tattoo series with a difference. Every series we will be examining the world of tattoos from inside real working tattoo parlours. In this series, we are in St Helens in the northwest of England, seeing what life, work and the banter is like inside Anarchy Tattoo Studio. This is Northern Ink, and this is what getting inked is really like. This is Dan, the co-owner of Anarchy Tattoo Studio. We caught up with him in his downtime to get his opinions on his work in the tattoo industry.
When I was younger, I was always drawing and colouring and just like anything that was like art. And as I got older, I realised more and more that like a structured 9-to-5 type desk job just wasn't for me. It wasn't what made me happy in life. So I thought, I had a family who had a shop and they suggested I try it a few days, and I just went from there really. As soon as I tried it, I loved it, so I just stuck to it. Since I was 18, I've been an apprentice, but I've been fully licensed for about a year and a half now, something like that. I sort of expected it to be like quite, like, for lack of a better word, thuggish, you know, like, because it's always been seen from like an outside point of view as like, not like socially, like, followed, if you get me. So it's like people who generally get tattoos to people who don't get them look like they're all just like thugs and yobbos and prisoners, but after starting here and being in it, you realise that everyone gets them. Like, at least everyone you meet has got one somewhere just for the sake of having one. And the old misconception of everyone who gets them are like bad people is changing as time goes on. Generally, like the older people who still see it as when they was younger, it's like just waiting for a bus, like, is the worst time for it. Like, you get up in the morning, go for the bus, old people are there and they're just like, oh, you've ruined your arms, haven't you? Like, why have you done that? And it's like, well, it's my arms, I can do what I want with them. Like, you don't need to be so judgmental about it, but they don't see it like that, so. You've never learnt everything you can learn in this line of work, is what I've like noticed so far. It's even like Daz and Paul who are upstairs who've got 8 to 10 years experience, they're still learning stuff even from me. Just little workarounds or little tricks that are like, oh, I never even thought of doing that, I'll try that, and then they stick with it. So like, you can never be as good as you want to be, because there's always someone out there who will be better.
In the 1940s, tattoos were considered an antisocial activity. They have now grown to become a fashion statement in the 2000s. Many celebrities have been tattooed. Angelina Jolie, Charlie Sheen, Katy Perry, Cara Delevingne, David Beckham, Emilia Clarke, Rita Ora and Colin Farrell, to just name a few.
The tattoo we had today was a cover-up. I used to have a Saints badge underneath it, and the person that did it for me went too deep, so they've made all the ink run onto my back. So I had it covered up with the 2 roses. When my mum and dad passed away recently, and they was very close together passing away, so, and the purple is like, it's symbolic to my dad for the roses.
It's my son's name, so. Well, I've always said I'd never get a tattoo. I'd wanted tattoos, but I'd never get a name unless it was my kid.
Oh.
Well, I've got a son now, so I can. Well, it's not my first one, so I knew what to expect, but some parts it was ow, and other parts it was just like, oh, I can just asleep now.
It depends on the person. It also depends, like, I mean, obviously we don't tattoo them when they've been drinking, but because that would, I mean, that piss out blood then, because it probably fills your blood. Paracetamol's the same. Paracetamol and alcohol. But
yeah, because it cleans the blood, right?
Yeah. When you're doing like large areas of just full black, just filling black, it tends to bleed quite a bit.
In 1991, hitchhikers discovered a mummified body. Scientists discovered that he had had his hands tattooed. They carbon dated this body as over 5,000 years old.
My name's Dynamo. I work at Anarchy Tattoo Studio as a tattooist. Funny ones, it's kind of like I think a weird one I did, it was quite recent, was a guy had on his stomach, he had his address like in big graffiti, and he had like crudely drawn pictures of his house, like 3 houses, like next door is and next door one or whatever. And he asked me to put the number 52 on the door. And I was like, okay, fair enough. I was doing something else, and I was doing a big Phoenix there, but that was one of the things. He was like, well, you're there, can you do a 52 there? Alright, I suppose. A guy said to me, to be honest, I refuse a lot of them, because I get sent loads of things that are like these horrendous big black things, and they go, can you cover it with a dream catcher? And you're like, no, not really. When I was doing my license, I sat up and like read through the bylaws to give you like these like 50-page kind of booklet of all these laws and all these pathogen stuff and all that kind of thing. I just sat there and pretty much revised it over and over again. It is quite rigorous, like the woman who would come in to kind of give you your license and that, you know, can't be any gaps in the flooring and stuff like that. You've got to keep your hands completely sterile before you can't like even like scratch your face. Like, if you scratch your face, you've got to go wash your hands again, because you can't touch anything that's not like basically sterile. So it is quite rigorous, like, but once you get into the routine of it, it kind of becomes natural. I mean, yeah, everyone makes mistakes, like, but it's about when you pick stuff that's within your bounds, you kind of make sure that if you do make a mistake, it's only slight and it's not going to ruin the overall look of the tattoo. So yeah, there's things I've obviously every tattoo I look at like could have been better.
A government think tank have come to the conclusion that people do not regret their tattoos, unless they are names of former lovers, dolphin tattoos, or misspelt foreign quotes.
That represents my son. He's autistic. The jigsaw pieces inside it are for autism awareness. The hourglass itself represents the time. The time frame is around him, and there's a slight crack in the bottom, represents his meltdowns and the spilling out of the jigsaw pieces. This tattoo my daughter designed because I had the bit of space. So it's got her tiara, which she wanted originally over her name, but she wanted the lock and the key as well with the ribbons, so we've had it all put together. She designed it, and then obviously it was put together slightly better and tattooed last week.
Not even the royal family have escaped the lure of being inked. Edward VII had a Jerusalem cross on his arm. Both Peter and Catherine the Great had tattoos. This has continued to the modern day, where even Princess Stephanie of Monaco has several.